Speaking test instructions. The speaking test is 20 minutes. There are 8 tasks in the speaking test. Please try your best to answer all the questions.
Start speaking now. Time is up. 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 Hi Alex. I heard you're planning to start a small garden in your backyard. That's a great idea. Since you're new to gardening, I have some advice that might help you get started on the right foot. First, I'd recommend starting small with just a few easy-to-grow plants. Herbs like basil and mint or vegetables like lettuce and tomatoes are quite forgiving for beginners. This way, you won't feel overwhelmed and can build your confidence as you go. Another important tip is to understand your specific garden conditions. Take note of how much sunlight different areas of your yard get throughout the day, as this will determine what plants will thrive where. Most vegetables need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight, while some herbs can manage with partial shade. You should also invest in good quality soil. The foundation of any successful garden is healthy soil, so consider getting a soil testing kit to check its pH and nutrient levels. You might need to add compost or other amendments to improve it. I actually had to do this when I first started my garden, and it made a huge difference. Finally, don't forget about proper watering. It's better to water deeply but less frequently to encourage strong root development. A simple drip irrigation system can save you time and ensure your plants get consistent moisture. Good luck with your garden, and feel free to ask if you have any specific questions. Last year, I had to learn how to use a 3D printer for a project at work. It was quite intimidating at first because I had zero experience with 3D modeling software or the printing process itself. The most challenging aspect was understanding the technical language and the complex software interface. There were so many settings to adjust: layer height, infill density, support structures, and each choice affected the final product quality. To overcome these challenges, I took a methodical approach. I started by watching tutorial videos online and joined a community forum where experienced users shared tips. I also scheduled time with a colleague who had some experience, and she walked me through the basics. What really helped was adopting a trial-and-error mindset. I started with small, simple prints and gradually worked my way up to more complex designs, learning from each mistake. Within about 3 weeks, I was comfortable enough to complete my project successfully and even helped others get started later. The image shows the lobby of a cinema theater. In the foreground, a young man in a yellow shirt is holding a large bucket of popcorn while standing in line with a woman wearing a light blue shirt and jeans. They appear to be waiting to enter the theater. The ticket counter is visible with staff members in blue uniforms serving customers. There's a sign reading cinema with illuminated letters above the ticket counter, and movie posters are displayed on the walls. Several other patrons are visible in the background, some already past the ticket counter and others still in line. The atmosphere appears busy but orderly, with queue barriers guiding the flow of customers. A variety of people of different ages are present, including a woman in a green dress standing in line. In this picture showing a cinema lobby, what will most probably happen next is that the young couple with the popcorn will have their tickets checked by the staff member before proceeding into the theater. Initially, they'll wait for their turn at the front of the queue. Subsequently, after their tickets are verified, they'll walk through the entrance doors to find their seats. Meanwhile, other patrons behind them will move forward in line. Although they might be tempted to stop for additional snacks, they've already purchased a large popcorn, therefore they'll likely head straight to their screening. As soon as they enter the dimly lit theater, they'll need to locate their seats, whereupon they'll settle in before the movie begins. Despite potentially arriving during previews, they should have ample time to get comfortable before the main feature starts. Consequently, they'll enjoy their movie experience together while sharing the popcorn they purchased. I completely understand why you're interested in the outdoor sports league, but I really think the home workout program would be a better fit for us. Let me explain why. First, the home workout program offers incredible flexibility that the sports league just can't match. With weekly scheduled games, you're locked into specific times that might not always work with our unpredictable schedules. At home, we can exercise whenever it fits our day, early morning, lunch break, or even late evening. Second, let's talk about cost effectiveness. The sports league requires equipment fees plus probably seasonal registration costs, while the home program has no monthly fees and minimal equipment needs. We could invest in a few basic items like resistance bands and save significantly over time. Another crucial consideration is the weather dependency of the sports league. Remember last winter when it rained for weeks? With a home program, weather is never an issue. We can stay consistent year-round regardless of what's happening outside. Finally, the home option allows us to progress at our own pace rather than feeling pressured to keep up with others in the league. We can adjust workout intensity to match our current fitness levels and gradually increase as we improve. Don't you think this approach would be more sustainable for us long-term? I understand the appeal of an outdoor sports league, but I genuinely believe a gym membership would be the better option for us. Let me explain why. First, while the sports league is limited to specific scheduled games, a gym membership gives us much more flexibility. We can go any day of the week, at almost any time, and still get a quality workout. This is especially important with our varying work schedules. Second, the gym offers professional equipment and variety that the sports league simply can't match. Instead of doing the same activity repeatedly, we'll have access to cardio machines, weights, and specialized equipment to work different muscle groups and prevent boredom. Perhaps most importantly, the gym membership includes group fitness classes and personal trainers. These professionals can teach us proper form and technique, which means better results and less risk of injury compared to the less structured environment of a sports league. Finally, unlike the seasonal and weather-dependent nature of the outdoor league, the gym provides a consistent, climate-controlled environment year-round. Remember how we talked about wanting to stay committed to fitness this time? This consistency is key to building a sustainable fitness habit. Hey John, I wanted to talk to you about something that's been bothering me. I noticed you've been using my laptop when I'm not around. I understand you might need a computer sometimes, but I really need you to ask me first before using it. The thing is, I have a lot of personal information on there, my banking details, private emails, and work documents that are confidential. When someone accesses my laptop without my knowledge, it makes me feel like my privacy is being invaded, even if that wasn't your intention. I value our relationship as roommates, and I want us to be respectful of each other's belongings. Going forward, could you please ask me directly if you need to use my laptop? Most of the time I'd be happy to let you borrow it if I'm not using it for work. And if it's an emergency and I'm not around, maybe you could text me first? I hope you understand where I'm coming from. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just important to me that we have clear boundaries about our personal items. Would that work for you? Hey John, I wanted to chat with you about something. I've noticed you've been using my laptop when I'm not around, and I think we should find a better solution that works for both of us. I understand that sometimes you need access to a computer, and I don't mind sharing, but I do have personal information and work documents that I need to keep secure. So I was thinking, maybe we could set up a shared user account on my laptop with a password we both know. This way, you'd have your own profile where you can save your files and bookmarks, and my personal stuff would stay private on my account. We could also agree on some basic guidelines, like making sure to save your work and log out when you're done, and maybe giving each other a heads up when we need to use it for extended periods. I think this could be a good compromise that gives you the access you need while still helping me keep my personal and work information secure. What do you think about this idea? Would that work for you? I believe children should not be given smartphones at a very early age, though the right timing depends on several factors. First, I'm concerned about the impact on children's development. Young kids need hands-on experiences with the real world to develop properly. When I see families at restaurants where young children are glued to phones instead of participating in conversation, I worry they're missing important social learning opportunities. Children need to develop interpersonal skills through face-to-face interactions. Second, there are legitimate safety concerns. Unrestricted internet access can expose children to inappropriate content or online predators before they have the maturity to handle these risks. I've heard from friends who are teachers about cyberbullying situations involving very young children that could have been avoided. That said, I don't think we should completely shield children from technology either. Perhaps a gradual approach makes more sense, maybe starting with limited, supervised access on family devices, then moving to basic phones for communication when they start becoming more independent, and finally smartphones with appropriate restrictions when they've demonstrated responsibility. I think the right age varies by child, but generally, I'd say waiting until at least middle school years, around 11 to 13, makes sense. By this age, many children need phones for practical reasons, coordinating pickups from after-school activities or staying in touch with parents when they're becoming more independent. Ultimately, I believe this is a decision each family needs to make based on their child's maturity level, their specific circumstances, and their values regarding technology use. What matters most is that parents stay involved, set clear boundaries, and teach responsible digital citizenship regardless of when they introduce smartphones. Hi Alex. Since you're new to the city, I wanted to tell you about something really unique we have here: historical horse-drawn carriage tours. These aren't just any carriage rides, they're led by guides in authentic period costumes who share fascinating stories about our city's history through these vintage megaphones as you travel. The carriages themselves are these beautiful green vehicles with colorful canopies pulled by magnificent draft horses. What makes it special is how they take you off the beaten path through historic districts you can't access by car, and the guides know incredible stories about local legends and architectural details most locals don't even know. I thought you might enjoy it since you mentioned loving both history and photography. Would you like to join me this Saturday afternoon? The sunset tour is particularly beautiful, and we could grab dinner afterward at that new place you mentioned wanting to try.